I love you. Welcome back to the couch. Potatoes, plenty of space. Glad to have you as always. It's a beautiful day out. I hope it is for you too. I am the Green Traveler from Gouache.
And I am the Faceless Leon. This is Green and Faceless on the Couch, a podcast about movies and TV. We're talking about TV.
Yes, we do that every now and then.
Anyways, a show. Yeah, TV show.
Yeah.
TV show. We're not talking about the boxes
series
or the flat screens. We're talking about a series. Yeah. Yeah.
We could talk about the boxes if we want. Way back in the 1950s.
When I was 29 tutus in a bag of beanbags. Okay.
Shit. You got your old man lingo down. You're ready to be a grandpop.
Just call me Abe Simpson.
How many times did you have to walk up and down a hill both ways going to high school?
We had to walk
snow?
up and down the hill 3 times just to get to school. Same hill.
Both ways. Uphill both ways. When you think you're going downhill, you're going uphill. You just don't realize it.
Yeah.
My dad always also added that he was carrying a 3-legged mule. I don't know why, but he was.
Well, because it lost its leg.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make it carry anything at all.
Okay, well, so we are talking about Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a new show on Amazon. Starring
based off the old movie.
Yeah, is that it though? Is that the only thing? Like, is the movie based off of something?
I mean, I'm sure it is.
I'm gonna see.
Like, I mean, like spiritually, I'm sure it is.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely.
Ooh, it's written by Simon Kinberg. He did.
Oh shit!
Oh, what was he involved with then? Sherlock Holmes. He wrote the first Sherlock Holmes movie. Ah, yes. I knew I remembered that name. Was he involved in Lost? No, it was X-Men. He did X-Men stuff.
Okay.
He was the writer of that he wrote the original Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and then he went on to write X-Men: The Last Stand.
Well, that being said, the original Mr. and Mrs. Smith came out in 1941. And
what?
Yeah. And
damn.
It was an Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, me either.
I haven't seen a lot of Alfred Hitchcock, if I'm being honest.
It's a screwball comedy. So probably, that's probably why you haven't watched it, because Hitchcock is more known for horror. But...
Well, I don't know if... this version of Mr. and Mrs. Smith was based off that, though. I think that was a completely different movie.
Well, the other movie was a comedy as well, but it was just more action-packed than I'm sure they thought that they could pull off in 41.
Anne and David Smith are a married couple living in New York City who, though in love, have disagreements that last for days. Yeah, I don't think they're spies.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing in the 2005 Doug Liman version that mentions Alfred Hitchcock or that movie.
Okay, well then we'll edit all that out.
No, we'll keep it all in. We'll edit out the silence.
Yeah, okay.
We don't research things. We're really bad at this job, but I don't care.
Yeah, I just did a tippy-tappy real quick and did not think that, back in the 40s that they would have a show called Mr. and Mrs. Smith just about somebody's life. I thought, Mr. and Mrs. Smith was like a very obvious, those are cover names.
They have to be spies.
They have.
I mean, it also makes sense. I feel like Alfred Hitchcock could definitely do a spy movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I think he did. I don't know. I barely
know. That's what I thought. I was like,
his...
okay, they got a genre guy. Okay.
Right?
It could work.
This guy's crazy. He can do it.
Well, anyhow, this is definitely based off of the 2005 movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
I think that's where they got together too. That was their first.
Was it?
That was the beginning of the. What was it called? The
Brangelina.
Brangelina.
I think
Poli.
so.
Jit. Brangelina Jit.
Okay, well, anyhow, this version has Donald Glover and Maya Erskine.
Yes. This is my first experience with Maya Erskine.
Yeah.
Not my first experience with Donald Glover.
No. We're pretty...
I've loved Donald Glover for years.
Fans, yeah. The Childish Gambino, but also Community.
Yeah, his music's incredible.
I haven't
watched
seen
Community,
Atlanta.
I'll be honest.
I haven't seen Atlanta, but he's great in Community and in the films that I've seen him in. Even the Star Wars one.
He even made a good Prowler for a little bit in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, that happened?
I mean, technically, in Across the Spider-Verse, he makes that live-action appearance as the Prowler.
Okay, I still haven't seen that movie.
You're making me mad right now, man. That's the best movie of last year. And it's on like 3 or 4 different platforms.
I know.
Get on it.
I own it. Sarah wants to watch it.
Just borrow it.
All right, I'm gonna throw Sarah under the bus here. Okay, Sarah wants to watch it to me, but if I usually when I suggest a superhero movie, she's like, nah, not right now.
Oh, but that's the thing with Across the Spider-Verse. It's so much more than a superhero movie.
Yeah,
it's not a. I mean, it is a superhero movie, but it's just not. It's a fun experience. It's a fun experience, is what it is.
Because and she wants to have the experience with me, but just not all the time. So, so this show, John and Jane, we find out that's the cover names that they're given, and they're forced to be married. They are signing up to do this spy shit. They're really not even sure what they're signing up for. They just know there's going to be missions, and they both have
One's ex-CIA, and the other one is just
he was in the army. Yeah. He got discharged because of asthma.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And she I guess didn't pass the psych eval. Anyhow, they become spies for an unknown agency. They have no idea. The only contact they have is with who they refer to as Hi, and he gives them the missions. Yeah. And I say he. That's because
that's how he starts out.
Yeah.
Yeah. He always starts out every text message as hi.
Hi. Yep. So that's what they call him, and that's they move into this house together that's already furnished and beautiful, and they meet Paul Dano, who's casted as hot neighbor for whatever reason. And
I think he is not exactly hot, but I do think he is far more attractive in this than I've ever found. Oh yeah,
I mean that is fair. That is fair, but it is it's all in the character. I'll say that. It's all in the character.
He's got Riz.
He does.
I think that's what the kids say. Maybe they don't say the W. Maybe it's just he's got Riz. He's got Riz.
Yeah. Well,
okay, bet. I'm young. Yeah.
I can't even pretend. I can't even pretend anymore to know what's going on with those guys. So anyways, Hot Neighbor is there, and they go on missions. Some of them seem simple, and then a bomb explodes, and
sometimes they're just skiing and having a good time, and then they've got to tail somebody across the fucking highway.
Yeah. It's pretty wild stuff. Eventually they do meet another John and Jane.
Yes.
Played by Wagner
Calamity Jane.
Maura. And, why isn't other Jane on here? Oh, there she is. Parker Posey. Who I know from a couple of things.
That's a great name. I love that name. Parker Posey.
I guess she was in Scream 3.
It's pretty fucking phenomenal. Oh, hell yeah.
And I don't think we've gotten
that
a
was
Blade
like
Trinity
the third
yet,
best
but she's
scream.
in that one.
Oh fuck yeah!
I guess she was in Dazed and Confused as well.
God, that's a long time ago. She's showing her age. You gotta stop now.
I thought she was in the Lost in Space series, the new series, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyhow, yeah, they show up and they get together and they have some drinking and some advice exchanged and whatever, and they talk them into doing high risk. Trying it out while they're drunk. Like, they're both super drunk. And they put them on this helicopter, and they get there, and they're like supposed to give
without the other Jane, other John and Jane leave.
Yeah.
Donald Glover and Maya Erskine just alone in a helicopter on this high-risk mission.
And just like one of my favorite parts of the whole series is after they get back from that, and they almost fucking die, and they had to kill everybody. Yeah. And
I think it's also implied that they're sexually harassed.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I think so. I feel like when they go into that building, that's what the implications were, was that sexual harassment almost happened or did happen.
Yeah, yeah. So after that, they contact other Jane that was the feeling and John, or the other Jane and John contact them. I don't know. Like, as soon as they hang up with them, they're like, they're just the fucking worst. We hate them so much. And Donald Glover is like, but we thought they were so cool. Why was that? What? And they're making fun of themselves. That part's just great.
It is great. I love Maya and Donald's chemistry in the first half of this series. Like, when they're starting to, fall in love and when they are in love.
Yeah,
like, those first, I think 5 episodes, phenomenal. Their chemistry is great.
Yeah.
That's not to say it goes downhill.
Yeah, they're still great acting together. It's just the relationship gets very rough, we'll say.
Yeah. It moved way too fast, and I think that was their problem. If I'm going to give them a little bit of therapeutic advice... yes, they were married when they didn't know each other, but the fact that they were basically just straight fucking within a week and became crazy, nothing wrong with that, but they became way too attached way too fast to where they started finding out who each other actually were. It started to make things rocky. They started to fight a lot more, argue over who was in charge or who could do what on what mission, specifically problems. Because Maya, marital problems, just as you have when you just marry somebody day one. But Maya had serious control problems. She had to be in charge of every mission and everything. Not to say Donald has his own issues as well.
Oh yeah,
but that was the main part with Donald, was he was just like, you're so controlling. I just want to lead one mission.
Yeah.
And then he fucks it up when he gets to lead the mission.
So, if you're not guessing the tone of the show, it is funny, but at the same time, super serious at times. And there's great action scenes as well. It's got just a little bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of famous cameos. One of their first missions is, I think, to stop an individual from saying something. They choose the wrong individual. No, stop him from buying something. I think.
Oh, they wanted some information from him, but they fucked it up. They don't
quite get it.
They fucked it up. So I'm gonna spoil this part. They overdose him with truth serum, and he kind of just runs out. And this being John Turturro, by the way.
Yeah, that's the cameo.
Yeah. He's playing Eric Shane, who's this multi-billionaire guy. And he just
he's involved with a lot of different projects and everything.
Yeah.
Government things.
I don't know if there's
NDAs
a little
out
bit
the wazoo.
adrenaline in those shots, or if like that's how they tried to treat him or something. But anyway, he gets this bolt of energy and just runs out the room before they can do anything about it. And he makes it back to the place that they're supposed to abduct him from. And just like blathermouths all this shit that gets filmed and stuff. And
it's a great scene.
It's a great scene.
Fucking love John Turturro in this performance. It's so funny.
He is, though, the Italian-American Peter Capaldi, though, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Did I say Capaldi?
Yep. Capaldi, yeah, you're right. You're right.
But I think I said Capaldi.
Oh, Picaldi.
Yeah.
Picard. Peter Picard. Peter Picard.
But anyway,
no, if there was an American, like, you know how they always like to do that, like, if there was an American Doctor Who, you know, it's like Gene Wilder would have been the Tom Baker of American Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Well, John Turturro would definitely be the the American version of Peter.
Capaldi. God, it just sounds wrong every time I say it now. Anyhow, jokes aside, Ron Perlman's in
Aldi's is taking over America. We should cap Aldi's.
Oh, God damn it. Charging me $0.25 for my cart. I hate that shit.
I just want to push a fucking cart around, God damn it.
God damn it, I'm fucking old. Who brings a quarter to the grocery store?
Walmart.
I got plastic.
Walmart's got better carts that'll drive my fat ass around.
Why are you tapping my plastic on that thing and saying I paid you shit? You gotta swipe it with that goddamn cricket machine that goes... You know what I'm talking about.
Why you gonna charge $1? But yes, you mentioned Ron Perlman. He is in this. He makes another great cameo.
Yeah.
Like every single episode has like a great cameo from somebody.
Yeah. Toby,
it's a very different Ron Perlman. I love it.
Yeah, I really do. Yeah, he's playing much older and more tired, and very much a whiner. He's a big old whiner. It's hilarious.
No, I love when he doesn't get his way and he literally just goes to his room to cry. And it's like you kind of feel sad for him because he's like, he feels like an old man, even though it's Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I kind of want to give him a chocolate. Like, turn that frown upside down, big guy.
It's okay, Ron.
It's so good. Like I've always seen Ron Perlman as an intimidating man, and in here it's like it's all lost. He's got to jump 4 feet off of a crate, and he's just like, I can't do that.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And Donald Glover just throws him off, and he's like, I got bad knees. God damn it, I pissed myself.
Oh my god, I forgot he peed his pants. It's so good. The other cameo I wanted to specifically talk about was Michaela Cole. She plays a friend of Donald Glover's John Smith. She is also she's very much into the spy business. I think herself.
Yes, but it's a different agency, and he's also trying while he's attracted to her, and that's threatening to Jane. But but I
just wanted to give her a shout out because she's constantly been on the next Doctor Who lists.
Oh, really? That would be so good.
I would always, I've always been like, Michaela Cole would be great, but I'm really happy with Shooty, so I kind of hope Shooty just sticks around for 7 years.
Yeah, that'd be great. I don't know about 7 years. That's a long time.
I want somebody to rival Tom Baker's run. Yeah. I don't want Tom Baker to be the only one who had 7 years. I want Shooty to just be like, I'm in this shit for a decade. It doesn't have to be a full decade, of course. I don't want to. That's the other thing. I don't want to lock Shooty up. He's a damn good actor.
He's great.
So I want him to still be able to do other stuff
while he's still got the 6-pack. So
while he's still the sexiest Ken. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's just Ken, baby.
Well, do we have... one other thing. Another cameo is who plays John's mom. So they're supposed to cut off relations with everyone, But John just can't do that with his mom because he takes care of her. And Donald Glover got his mom, Beverly Glover, to play her, and that's great.
It's so fucking good. I love that.
And she's also
I didn't
really
even know that
good,
until
too.
just recently.
For
she does a good job.
Role it is. She does a great job.
Yeah, I mean, it's also easy to just be the person who loves Donald Glover.
Yeah, but like,
because
there's even this
she's
scene
been doing
with
that
Jane.
For her whole life.
There's a scene with Jane where
that is true.
They're together talking at the table, and I thought she did a great job doing that too. So great job, Beverly Glover, and good job, Donald Glover, being a good boy.
One last cameo, because I forgot she was in this. Sarah Paulson plays a couples therapist for them.
Yes.
And that was one of the funniest fucking episodes, in my opinion, because Sarah Paulson she's wonderful.
Yes, she's
fucking wonderful.
But also, we're doing a year by year, way outdated American Horror Story playlist. So it is fun to see her in films and other television,
right?
Because she is talented.
She's wonderful.
Well, yeah.
And Alexander Skarsgård played the first John for like 2 minutes, and then he got shot in the face, and that was funny.
Oh. I don't remember that.
It was the very, very, very first scene of the entire show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hot neighbor, Paul Dano. So let's have closing statements.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it with a caveat, which is every single individual I talked to who has watched this, who's in either like a new relationship or a relationship that has like argumentative issues, and myself included, I'm not in a relationship, but once the relationship starts getting rocky and they start going like to therapy and start trying to like make it work, mainly because they have to or they'll get killed by the spy agency.
Hi.
Once those issues start arising, once all that like yelling and fighting and just, marital issues starts to begin, pretty much everyone I've talked to, and myself included, have been like, "Oh no, I don't like the direction this is going." It's no longer the funny action comedy that I've been watching for like 4 to 5 episodes.
Yeah, the comedy did kind of like split in half at that point.
But and it becomes very serious and heavy.
Moments. There's still funny moments, but I kind of enjoyed that they went in that real angle with it,
Yeah. I do too. Initially, Donald was making this movie or this show with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's another Doctor Who candidate for many years. But Phoebe, she's famous for Fleabag. I haven't actually watched that show.
I know who you're talking about, though, yeah.
Yeah. They apparently had like a creative divorce over this show because Phoebe wanted to take it one route, Donald Glover wanted to take it this route that we watched. Without knowing anything, I personally think maybe Phoebe wanted it to not get so heavily dramatic at the end of the series.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with her because I think it would be more fun to watch them grow stronger as a couple, still have them go to therapy, still have them have their little issues, but not focus so heavily on the very,
very specific
vocal arguments,
cruel things they say to each other.
Yeah, because their arguments get very heavy.
Yeah.
And, even watching it as a single individual, I was sitting there like, kind of just like, I'm going to start reading my book now because mommy and daddy are having a fight and I don't like this. And it's still, again, I still think they could have had that, but kept it more comedic. Yeah. And then if they had done that, if they had kept it more comedic, at the end of season 1, I won't say what happens, but it ends in a cliffhanger. And most people have been like, well, the way the season ended, they could do a season 2 with a completely new John and Jane and explore their relationship and do like an anthology series. And I agree. But I would rather see this John and Jane continue to explore the company behind everything.
Right. I would like
build
to
their
see
relationship.
them, try to go off the grid and secretly figure out what the Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing is all about. Yeah.
And I think that would be fascinating, but I think with the heaviness at the end of season 1, it doesn't lend itself to following their path, if that makes sense. And I feel like if they had just kept it more comedic and still touched on the heavy issues, but built their relationship through comedy still,
yeah,
I feel like a season 2 would be much more like, it's possible, it's gonna happen. Sure, I feel like right now it's not. It could still get canceled at any minute.
I don't know that the way that they wrote it, it could be the end too. Like they wrote it so that it could be the end and be just this nice little bookended one little mini series, 8 episodes, that's all it is. But it also, you don't know what exactly happens to John and Jane at the end. So it could continue from there. And the anthology job
easily.
The anthology idea is interesting, but given Donald Glover's like heavy producer involvement in this, I doubt that personally.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on his schedule too, because if he starts taking up other projects and still wants it to go on,
I mean,
maybe that's what he'll do.
He his talent is a valuable commodity. I mean, people are gonna be reaching out to him. He's great. I mean, he does
a lot of shit. Not only just producing and directing and writing and acting, but also, as we mentioned earlier, his music career still and everything. So busy,
just some phenomenal music too, and poignant as well.
Poignant, yes, quite. Well, I give it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it, but that was the big caveat: was it's very heavy and dark at times.
Yes, it is very.
And I like that in my comedies. I do really like heaviness in my comedies, but I think it has to build to that. It has to, and this did. I will credit that. But I feel like when it got darker, I was still expecting the comedy. Right. And I was like, oh no.
I think
I don't
one
like
more episode to transition into them fighting would have felt better, because it really is like
we
half
need
of the
3
season.
movies.
3 movies. then we finally know what Mr. and Mrs. Smith is. What the agency is.
And then it would make sense that Daenerys Targaryen become evil.
So I give it a full face, though. I did enjoy watching it. And, just for like the cameos and stuff and Donald and Maya's performance, I'll watch it again at some point. But I
don't think I can.
I see. I understand your hesitation and trauma. But for me,
I don't like it when the adults fight.
Yeah, the screen, like as involved as I can get into watching something, the screen is a barrier that I understand is like, it's not affecting my real life. It's just part of the story.
Right.
So I it didn't bother me for that reason. For that being said, I don't think I could sit through the remake of Last House on the Left, because that sounds terrifying.
I watched that with my parents and my cousin. It was so awkward. Awkward.
Sarah and her folks rented it one time because they liked horror movies, and
right.
They always just fast forwarded if stuff like that happened, and
we didn't fast forward.
Kept on fast forwarding. Finally, my father-in-law is like, nope, and he just he ejected the disc. He's like, we're not watching this anymore.
We watched the whole thing in awkward silence.
Oh God!
And I was like, Aaron Paul, you bastard. And then he was in Breaking Bad, and I was like, oh, you poor thing,
Jesse.
Aaron Paul. Jesse.
Why? Well, yeah.
It's been fun.
It's been it's shorter episode, but, maybe that makes it more digestible.
Into the breaks, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you like it and you want to support our show, you can go on down to patreon.com/greenandfaceless. We got some stuff for you guys there for those who decide to patron us. And we really appreciate you listening. It's been fun. Yeah. That's the show.
Like, comment, and subscribe. We have to say that sometimes.
Sometimes.
It kicks the kids into the gears. Makes them do the thing. I'm the Green Traveler from Gorsh.
And I am the Faceless Leon. Safe travels. And good night.
Green and Faceless on the Couch is a proud production of FictionWorks 19. Are you a fan of the show? Feel free to contact us at greenandfacelessfans@gmail.com or visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/greenandfaceless. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, or rate us on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening.